back to World of Tanks with the captain. The days are getting dark and cold. And I'm back in the Chi-Ri, my favorite tier 7 tank of obvious choice. After I did my review of the Chi-Ri, which was highlighting its massively negative points, I have had some fairly successful games in it. But it's mostly because I was playing like a complete wuss bag. And that's kind of how you have to play in the Chi-Ri. Mostly wuss, like 85% wuss bag. As a consequence of that, all these replays are me at top tier. So, well, except for the last one, the best one. I am top tier in this game. I'll be top tier in the next game. And that's all that matters. As you can see, climb this hill really slow. Go 25. Even that toaster up there is faster than me. And I'm a medium tank. I'm fast. So I'm teamed up with the Arsenmeister. I'm going to push this tree over. That's one thing that Chi-Ri is pretty good at. I think it's capable of pushing over most trees in the game. I don't know if every other tank is able to do that. Maybe that's a special Chi-Ri quality or trait. Possibly. Possibly not. Oh, here we go. Now, I was looking through this gap, and the TD managed to drive through that gap, and then he disappeared right in front of me. That's literally like 250 meters away. So, TD stealth camo bonus stuff still in effect, still really awesome. Like, you'd figure him being that close, he'd be able to get spotted. That's just dumb. Dumb. All kinds of dumb. So we'll speed this up again. Had a couple shots at the IS-2, but no go. He was just too tiny. And at first we were like all excited because, you know, we were going to be able to fight these guys up here, but then no one showed up. And the rest of the team started getting annihilated. So it was time to start moving. Probably could have started moving about 45 seconds ago, but usually there's a whole crapload of tanks that rolls through this area. And it's kind of annoying that no one came this way, because it kind of stranded us out here for a bit, and Chi-Ri's not blessed with speed. And I thought, yeah, I gotta back up my teammate. Probably shouldn't have. I probably should have gone back to base at this point. It might have been a better choice. But there was a T-29. And what's he doing? What's he doing? He's not paying attention to me. So, I'll just shoot him in the upper plate. Look at that. That was 2 for 3. Or 1 for 3. So that's the Chi-Ri. Look at that, I bounced a shot. That was from the Jagdpanzer IV over there. Not the only shot this tank can bounce. See, the shells are so powerful, it can't even track a T-29. If I back out, Arson put a shot into him. Now it's artillery trying to kill me, which is what happens every single game. 2, 3. So that was good. That was 400 damage. So one thing I have kind of learned is that like, the Chi-Ri is best when it is partnered up. It kind of needs to have some other tank to tank all the hits. And didn't want to shoot his barrel. So got some good shots into him. Tier 6 is fear me. Fear me, tier 6. So he blows him up. Come over here, aim, take him out. Usually shots from this gun will bounce in the front of SG-1 2244, but maybe I rolled it high. Now we're losing some more tanks. Now we're down to Basically just me and an SU-152 and 2 scout tanks that pretty much just go drive around. There's the looks. And we just didn't really want them to have a freebie into the base. So we drove back to here, trying to see who we can spot, what there is to shoot at. Not much to shoot at quite yet. But we have taken out their SU-122, 44. And then their T-29. So I'm just trying to spot. Not really seeing a heck of a lot. And no, I'm not in slow motion. The tank is really this slow. Just stopping and turning and traversing the hull just seems to like it takes a million years. It's kind of like Eeyore. It's not very fast. Cheery just kind of likes to go at its own pace. Oh, there's a Black Prince. Another tank that likes to go at its own pace. Here we go. I'm going to pop up here really slowly. And BKH. Soft tank of choice for the Chiru. Pretty easy to go through a VK-36 from the side. No problem. And he's behind a hill, unfortunately for me. And it's at this point I see in the map that we've got the T-34, Chinese T-34-1. And it was right there where I thought, okay, I don't K-1S can pop around the corner and shoot me, so I better get forward a little bit. And it's like, oh, so slow. And he shot the Lukes. I don't know why he was there. He could have been capping the base right now, which is what he probably should have been doing. So I pop around. Bam! 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 Assassinated, 400 damage. So if you... The Chiri is good for that. Like if a tank has like 200 health left and he's driving the other way, you're almost assured to be able to kill him. Now we've got an IS-2 with 600 health, and he can kill me in one shot, so I gotta be fairly careful. So I'm gonna come around his side, and here we go. 1, 2, 3. Now he's down to 200. So pull back, start reloading again. And this is where I fuck it up. Bounce. This is where the gun kind of fails me as well. I shoot and miss that shot. Hit him with one, and then he just kind of snapshots me and has good enough good enough accuracy to hit the Chiri, because it's not small, and I don't think I was that far behind this hill. Considering he was there, well, there was a fairly big chunk of my tank left. And yeah, it was just sad days after this. Our SU-152 decided to just shit the bed, and he lost the game. But yeah, so this was an okay game. I did 2,700 damage. I was top tier. I was kind of expected that I would do good damage against the type of tanks that I was fighting. I mean, most of the team was tier 6. I mean, there was a few tier 7s. It was like a third of the enemy team. And they were of the lighter variety. I can pen most of that stuff pretty easily. So this is kind of like a fairly good dream match for the Chiri, where it's not tier 9s, and it's mostly lightly armored tanks that you can pen. So these are the types of games you can look forward to in the Chiri, as opposed to, I don't know, 70% of the games in the Chiri. Huzzah! Welcome back to World of Tanks again with the captain. I am again in the Chiri. Top tier Chiri. Look at this time. This time my team has... It's got quite a lot of tier 7s. E25 and up. And I will never think that's a bad thing. Especially not in this tank. If the Chiri was always top tier, where there was only 3 other tier 7 tanks on the enemy team, it would actually be not so bad. But most of the time it's just plain bad. And this is probably one of the last games I ever played on old Cormoran. Better known as shit Cormoran. The new Cormoran's actually not too bad. I've had a few pretty fun games in it. One of the games I had was in my Cromwell in the last video I put up about the Crommy. And had a really nice game in my Lion the other day, but I ended up getting attacked by a T-29 and a Tiger 2 and an IS-3 all by myself. And that was right around here where that new extra bit comes in through the side of the level. They all came around. No one came to help the poor little lad. And it died. But not before I did 2,000 damage. Alright, so this game started off a little bit slow. This is the way I approach the Cheery now. I kind of cower. Cower like a little baby girl in the back. Something shot at. I don't know if something just missed. Maybe they were blind firing. Either way, the Cheery has gotten restless. Kaiju Cheery must move. Must prove Gojira is strong. Got a T-34-85. I can shoot that. Come on, back up. Yeah, miss. Hit. And I may have hit the second or third one there, but he died. So alright, first blood for the Cheery against one of the weakest targets in the game. So things are looking good at this point. We're up 5-3. But you would mistake that as us looking good for the win. So I'm going to pull up onto this ridge where I can see a lot of their base. And I can be behind some bushes. But I don't trust the bad camo rating of this tank any farther than I can chuck it. So I back up so I can shoot this guy without getting spotted. Bink. Bink. And that VK-36 pulled back just enough that he was out of my spotting range. And I didn't really dare to go too much farther forward. Because, I don't know, I've pulled into bushes before with this guy and just been just violated, I think the word would be. I think that's a term that can be used with the Cheery quite often. Cheery violation. So, things slow down again. Because we're on... So when you... It's like the nexus of badness right now. It's like when you combine a Cheery with Cormoran. Old Cormoran, one of the worst maps in the game. So, gun depression good. It gets thumbs up for gun depression. Not for that initial shot, though. Come on, stop moving. Well, that was annoying. Like, I didn't let that first shot fully aim. But I kind of thought, hey, you know, it has .36 accuracy. It's almost aimed in. I should be able to take the shot, but no. I have found that the Cheery's first initial shot, you almost have to always let it completely aim in, or it'll just fucking throw the shot and miss. I apologize for how much I swear when I do videos about anything to do with the Cheery, but it brings out the massive hatred. I don't hate Japanese people. I don't hate Japanese tanks. I just hate this one. The Cheeto is nowhere near as bad as this. Oh, look at that guy. He's just smoldering. I wonder why he's like smoldering like that. Is that a tank that is just sitting there just like burning? He's not even like a tank that was playing in the game. That's weird. Okay, we've got shots on the IS. Miss. And that tracked him. That definitely tracked him, I think. I probably shouldn't say definitely tracked him, I think, but pretty sure that tracked him. And this is where I'm trying to pay attention to my render range. This is a 9.0 when I was using my mini-map mod. I've had to stop using mini-map mod because of the open league crap. I just don't feel like switching stuff back and forth. So, it's super hyper useful with the Chiri because you can kind of be like, okay, I know where my render range is. I gotta try and stay far, far away from everyone. I'm pretty sure I have better view range than the IS, so I should be able to shoot at him and have him not spot me. And I'm pretty sure these guys just go and screw him up. He was burning for a little bit. And the Stug G and the M41. Heroes take out the IS while I was cowering the back. So my major contribution to the game hasn't really been felt quite yet. I do have full life still. But I have resorted to playing this tank like a total whiny baby girl. And I'm not going to apologize for that. I won't. Tank traps almost defeat the Chiri, but not quite. So I'm going to drive into the middle and see what I can spot, because there's a bunch of bushes that let me look into the middle from here. This spot right there. You want to pull into those bushes and find all the campy tanks that were on Old Comrade right over here. But since you don't have to do it anymore, this is not a cool tip. This tip does not work anymore. And this is where I spot the Jackson. I'm like, oh no! So, got 3 shots into that fella. And now I just want to try and get behind these rocks just so I don't get shot by their artillery. I kind of thought he would be aiming in on me, trying to shoot my ass. But no shot was forthcoming. He must have been shooting at our Stug 3G or something. But there's no easier target than this one, so I'm not too sure why he didn't shoot at me. I'm like, where's the outline for the KV-1? There was no outline for the KV-1, so I'm going to pull in behind the T-49, use him as a bullet shield, and get rid of these houses. Alright, house is destroyed. But now I've got to reload. And basically the T-49 is like me, except he doesn't need to reload his clip. He just shoots and shoots and shoots and shoots. And he's got good camo value, and he can relocate. Really, the T-49 is a better tank at Tier 5. It's comparative to the Chiri at Tier 7. If I had to fight a T-49 versus the Chiri, odds are the T-49 would probably win. I probably wouldn't even see the T-49 while he shot me from 150 meters away. Which is the sad thing about this tank. Okay, so we got a T-34-1, and the VKH is somewhere over there still. So I'm just going to be support tank. I'm going to use my team because they're spotting for me. So I got to try and hit this guy. Unfortunately, that other one bounced on the front of him. He does have 100 armor in small parts of the front of his tank. So now I'm not going to get spotted, and I'm kind of annoyed that didn't work. So reload a clip again. And now I'm loading my extra special tofu rounds. These are my AP rounds that aren't really APCR. They're just like made out of crushed up kaiju bones. Okay. So I got a couple shots into the SU-152. And now he's going on a hunting mission. And is he going to come around? Yep. So he gets tofu round number 1. Alright, 3 shots into him. Now I can do him in 1 clip. But as you can see, he pulls in behind that rock. I take some blind shots, but it looks like I was hitting the rock, or the ground behind the rock. And now it was me, the T-25-2, and I don't know why the T-25-2 was over here. Like, the battle was all happening here. If he was sitting here, he could have been shooting into this area, or if he was here, he could have been shooting the SU. Instead, he was driving around like a dingleberry over here. I'm not sure why. So I'm going to speed this up because I just decided to hang out until these guys got into a little bit better position to shoot, because we were running out of time. We only had 3 minutes left in this battle. I'm still at ×2 speed, and I'm sitting beside this smoldering tank. So T-25-2 is pretty much in position. So I dropped down from my campy perch right over here, and then not very graceful, and I take a massive hit for 750 something damage. And this guy just wants to oblige me by shooting, sitting right in front of me. So put a couple shots into him, finish him off, and now it's only the GW Panther left. And yeah, who was he gonna shoot at? Me. But I did stop right before he fired, and that saved my ass. Otherwise I would have died. For taking all that damage from all that stuff, I'm really surprised that my no one on my tank died. I would have expected my loader or my commander to have died from that huge shot that went in through the front that took almost all my health off. But at the end of the day, it was a good game. I did about 2,500 damage. It was high caliber. I also got a high caliber in the last game as well. But we'll save the best game for last. Cheery battle number 3 coming up. Huzzah! Welcome back. Okay, so we are on mines, better known as hills. I'm taking the Cheery over the island because there's no way in hell I'm driving it down the middle. And I don't see much point in taking it into the city because that is just where you get shot at by tank destroyers. So this is really the best position to take a medium tank that isn't really capable of pushing the tempo down the middle very well. So I'm going to drive up to these rocks where I've got some cover and got a pretty lucky shot off on Johnny VK. And I'm going to get my tank pulled around. I'm going to pull back out. Get some more good shots into that fella. And this is where this tank shines. Shooting at tier 6 tanks that give you their side. Wait, that's every tank. Anyway. So, looking around the corner, you can see you don't really have a shot at those guys. I think I did actually hit that one guy, but didn't do any damage to him. And I wasn't really willing to go down there to help the T-34-2. He was pretty much toast at this point. So I just started aiming at the T-28 prototype, and I'm pretty sure all 3 of those shots went in, and then he finishes off our dude. That's one thing you shouldn't do in that kind of Chinese tank. Don't take on an A-44. So I get forward enough to spot this guy again. 1 shot in, 2 shots in, 3 shots in, set him on fire. Burn, baby. Oh yeah. So that was some good burnage down there. So there's only the A-44 left, and I didn't have a shot at him. So I'm just pulling forward to spot. Not really seeing a heck of a lot going on with Mr. A-44. We had an ARL-44, Hellcat, and our artillery that had pulled up fairly close to us over there. So, good shot by Mr. Pinkerton in the ARL-44. Takes him out. Things were looking really good at this point, but they didn't look this great for long. Because they were all trying to push into the Invisiborsig, who has some choice words for me later in the game, which you'll see in the chat. I found them rather funny. So me and the Hellcat, I'm heading down to here because I've been playing like a bit of a whisk bag so far. But I didn't want to ram the Hellcat because I might have actually killed him. And I got full health. Chi-Ri style. That's how you roll in the Chi-Ri. It's kind of like you roll around, you got your chains, and you're just like, yo, what's up? And I'm just going to hang out in the back of the room. Don't mind me. I'm just going to do my thing. I'll spot some tanks, shoot at some stuff. And this guy was moving back and forth enough to make me annoyed. So I reload my clip, and whoa, good thing I moved. That's a one tank I don't want shooting at me. So put a shot into him, and then I unload the rest of the clip and take him down. And I wanted to get up far enough here to shoot at this other SU that kind of went marauding across the middle, but there's a huge rock in the way, and I couldn't shoot him from where I was, so that kind of sucked. I would have liked to have blessed him with engine fire. And there he is. V. Fendeman from Partisan. He's my new best pal. I even talked to him after the game. We're BFFs now. Alright, so 3 solid shots into that guy. I'm still using just normal AP rounds. I probably could have switched at this point, but the game didn't look too out of hand. We were up 10-5. It just seemed like, okay, it was just a matter of time before we finished everyone off. And these are bad shots. I was just shooting at his gun, so that was stupid. Don't do that. Always shoot off to the right side of your C-152, and you pretty much pen him every time. So, bit of bad shooting from me, but I was hoping that the gun would just be a little bit inaccurate and just kind of shoot him somewhere where it did pen him. And there's the Borsig shooting up our T-25-2. He actually did a lot of damage in this game. Not as much as I did. Actually, maybe he did a little bit more. I can't remember. It was close. So our AL-44 has got 99 health, and he's just sitting in the open. Not a good idea, really. And I'm being cautious now because, okay, there's a Borsig to my front, which can pen me easily every single time. There's an SU-152 that way and another heavy tank that way. And he just took out the Hellcat, and then the Borsig just took out the AR-44. So things were a lot tighter now. It's a 12-10. And yes, I maybe could have got in there a little bit more, but that would have put me up into the plane where the SU maybe would have had a shot at me, and where all those guys died. So I decided to relocate over to these bushes, and artillery was good. He moved up into another position. He was a smart player. He moved his tank around really well. So I'm just checking my right, my left, making sure there's nothing around here. I'm not blessed with good speed. I'm not a Hellcat, so our Tiger 80 did a really rad job of spotting guys from the hill for me. So I just pretty much just tried to use the wreck of this Hellcat and waited for a spot. So I popped out, and the Hellcat got in the way. So I backed up, and now I lost my gun depression. And yeah, that was a bit of an awkward, stupid moment with just the terrain that was screwing me up. But I'm pretty sure that last shot went fully in. He's only got 126 health left, so I pull back up. Now I got my clip reloaded. I'm just going to sit in the open. I don't care. Okay, he's dead. I pull forward, and I've got 2 shots at the Borsig. So I put that into the Borsig, and no, he's boiling mad now. He's a mad. Just wait for it. Wait for the madness. The madness begins soon, because he thinks he's all super guy here. 43,000 games played, and guess what? You just got owned by a Chi-Ri. And what am I? What am I? Wait for it. Wait for it in chat. Wait for it in chat. Chi-Ri scrub. Yeah. At this point, I'd done over 3,000 damage in the Chi-Ri, so I was just like, yeah, I'm a total scrub. I don't know how to play. And I got backup from Pinkerton. He was like, scrub isn't better than you. He was a 48%er, and he's calling me a scrub, so there we go. So I could have just driven around in front of the KV3, but I was like, maybe I can bait him into a shot. And I was just like, we had 3 artillery. And then I get called a stat patter because I think I played like 300 games in my OP RAM 2. Like, and I'm in a no-name clan. This guy was comedy gold. I really liked him. Yeah. I obviously have no idea how to play. And that's why we won. I did 3,700 damage, got 5 kills in high caliber, and a mastery badge. So that was my mastery game in the Chiri. It's too bad that I'm a scrubbing, stat padding loser in a no-name clan. I'm not a winning 48%er in a really, really high-profile winning clan like Partisan. I feel bad. Actually, no, I don't. I feel really good about having some decent games in the Chiri. I was able to just tank shots at the end there from that KV3 and take out their whiny, bitchy little Borsig. So that was great. 5 kills. That doesn't happen every game in the Chiri. I wasn't actually top tier in this one. There were tier 8 tanks, and still managed to pull out the win and do a truckload of damage. And that just proves, like, for me, how I need to play this tank for it to be successful. I pretty much need to be, like, so out of the way that people don't even notice me. They don't even see me as a threat. And then I just pop up, do a bunch of damage, go back down, do a bunch of damage, go back down. And that's kind of the way I have found I need to play the Chiri. I've been doing better in it as of late, but every game I have like that's similar to this, it is offset by a game where I'll be in a tier 9 battle, and the second I get spotted, I'm just focused down and shot from across the map by tanks that have 490,000 view range, and they just see the Tiger 2 size medium tank that can't move very fast, and then I die, and I'll die within seconds. So it's kind of a catch-22. When you're top tier, as in most tanks, it's great. Especially great with this when there's only a few tanks around. You can do okay against some tier 8s, but yeah, I'm just finding that the Chiri, it's still really bad. Like, it's an awful tank. It really does suck still, but there are opportunities like in this game and in some of the other games I showed where you can do fairly well in some situations and stuff, because the auto loader gives some weird advantages, like you can shoot really fast and pop up and do 300 or 400 damage really quick, but it giveth and it taketh away in the same vein. So this is the Chiri. I'm not going to be posting too many more videos about it, but I just wanted to show it doing well as opposed to my review of it where it was mostly doing terrible. But yeah, it mostly does terrible for the most part in most games for me. It's just I've been having these kind of games one every 2 or 3 games maybe. It's been good like this. So 3 high caliber games in a row. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.